Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Queen Koi and we are here with a general message from the ancestors. So this is a timeless reading. Whenever you stumble across this, if you're guided to this, I do feel that you are interested in connecting, or if not already connecting with your ancestors. And when I say the word ancestors, I do mean your bloodline, as well as your spirit connection that you have, whether it be with angels, ascendant masters, any, star seeds, even if you're into these things, if you stumble across this page, we speaking, y'all, we're vibing, okay? This is what I really like to tap into. I've been studying and just learning about a lot of this stuff for the past few years. And I think it's time, whether you're on your spiritual journey, your spiritual entrepreneurship journey, or you're just a creative soul looking for some advice, I'm here to give that to you right now. All right. So before we get started, I always like to invite you, just take a breath with me, okay? Just simmer in wherever you're watching this and just kind of close your eyes and sink into your body as you slowly inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Let's do that one more time. Inhale and exhale. And as you open your eyes, whichever one that your eyes are guided towards, pick that pile. Now, if your heart is saying something else, pick that pile too. If you really feel like it, watch the whole thing. I'll be glad, because I love to see the comments, and I just love to connect with you all in this way, shape, or form. And if you're looking for a personal reading, I'm definitely open to give that to you. So without further ado, let's get to pile one. Okay, so we have this. Oof. What's going on here? So this is the energy of you, pile one. I don't mean to say it like that. I'm sorry. Cracking up over here. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see what's going on. Hold on, let me just fix something. Okay, so we got Venom. I'm not quite sure what energy you're in. Let's see. And these are the surrounding energies of you right now. We have Resolve. Okay. And Harmony and Resolution. Very interesting. Venom. Okay, so I'm right off the back, I'm hearing that you may have a misconception about your ancestors. See if I can bring this up just a tad bit, y'all. Okay. Yeah, you may have a misconception about your ancestors right now. Not quite sure. We do have Vesta, and this is in astrology, I don't want to say meteorite or something. It's just a point. It's not an actual zodiac, but it helps you tap into your unique creative energies. And I do believe it has something to do with passions and like abundance, almost like fortune, but not really. Let me see if I can get the book. Hold on, y'all. Okay. So it says confidence, assurance, settled. Interesting. Your strength and discernment have led you this far, and the action that you take next will determine how your life unfolds. There's no right or wrong decisions. There's just underlying confidence that you have what it takes to get to. Okay. So if you can see this, pause for the cause because I'm not going to read all this, right? But I do want to share this. Take some time to reflect on where you began in this journey. What were the moments that tested you? What were the moments of confirmation in which you feel utterly and truly supported by the universe? Hold space for all. And all things, all these feelings, experiences, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so Venom. Interesting. I'm going to pull this over and then pull, yeah. So you're right off the bat. You're my creative souls here. Let's get 3 more cards. Actually, 2 more cards because these cards are big. Big. They're big. So you're resolving something, and I think that you may be in the dark night of the soul. Thank you. Um, so we have Queen of Staves and wow, Queen, Queen, Queen. Very interesting. So this is Queen of Cups. This is Queen of Pentacles, and this is Queen of Fire, y'all. What are y'all creating? So you have like a lot of knowledge. If not, you just come from a lineage of a lot of knowledge here. And I think that you are currently resolving a lot of ancestral karma, possibly from, well, definitely I think from your bloodline for sure. But there is a grandmother, and I'm hearing grandmother moon constantly in my head right now. I don't know what indigenous people are watching this, but definitely from Turtle Island, if it is correct. Uh, I don't want to use those words because I really don't know, but I do know that people of the Americas, um, the indigenous people, are familiar with calling a lot of the nature is like their ancestor, as in the moon is the ancestor, grandmother moon, grandfather sky, earth, our mother. These are some things going on here. Yeah, let's see. Let's what else is going on? Because you might be getting a lot of downloads, but I think that you're breaking through some uncomfortable energies within the heart. And you hold these energies within your heart, right? Queen of Cups, because you're very intuitive. You're very connected to the ancestors. And I do think that you've been on this journey, discovering more of your bloodline, right? Especially the feminine energy, the matriarch lineage. But I do think that there's been like some type of confusion that's been going on. All right. This middle card here, I mean, you can see Venom and you can see that dog. Not quite sure where it has a coin in there, but it does speak about breaking like curses or karma, right? I don't like saying ancestral curses. It's more of like ancestral patterns and karma. And that shit is hard. Okay. Let me show you all this. If you know the story of this, the scarab, this is what it feels like to be the one chosen to break the curse, the patterns, right? If you don't know about the scarab, definitely Google story of the scarab and read it, okay? But this one is also too, it's like something that's been very like, you've been like suffering in some way, shape, or form in quietness, maybe not in quietness, but I'm just keep feeling like there's energies of the heart. You were supposed to create something, and if not, your lineage created something that may have had a repercussion on your lineage, right? That got passed down to the babies. And now here you are supposed to reconstruct or tear down and reconstruct so the future lineage doesn't have these issues anymore. These cycles that you are caught in are in the mind as well as in the heart. And you're here to resolve this energy with harmony. But you've been suffering through some things here. And I'm here to tell you to calm down. Find ways that can make you calm down more. Because the emotions, right, when they're like ruffled and things get so out of whack. Even our what is that called? Our hormones get out of whack. Our life feels like it's in shambles, and you may be feeling like that right now. you want to resolve, right? You want to, I really feel like if you haven't already, um, it's time to tap into your imagination, because I know that you've had these visions of better things, better lives. I'm thinking of right now how with me, um, I remember me and my mom. My mom used to always go to what is that? TJ Maxx and Marshalls. I don't know if y'all know about these stores, but it's kind of like the defects of, that's what my mom said, because I believe her, because she did used to work in the fashion industry. And sometimes if, oh, hi bird, it's a bird at the window. Sometimes, oh, that's ancestors. Sometimes, right, these labels, right? I don't know if whatever name brand that is there sold, right? If there's a stitch messed up, it will go towards stuff like even like, what other discount stores are those? Like Bob's, Ross, all those stuff. They'll get those name brands because it's like a defect from um the main line, if you may. But like, who cares if a stitch is missing, right? Who cares if it's supposed to be a red stitch and it actually got to be a gold stitch? You know what I'm saying? Regardless, got sidetracked. We used to go there a lot because it was cheaper, like we don't have to pay full price. And why not? And it wasn't always about name brands. My mom never was really into name brands. She was into quality clothing, and a lot of name brands don't, especially nowadays, don't even have quality anymore. But that's besides the point. I feel like I'm bringing this up because I remember in the majority of the price range that was more of a lower price range, I would always find $100 or more clothing or items in those stores. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. Look at the price tag. And it's like, what? Like, I didn't even know they had high prices in here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that because you may be that type of person. My throat is getting very tight right now. And I feel like there's something that you need to speak up about that you haven't been speaking on. Maybe you need to do some affirmations, right? Call in this energy. I also think that there's some of you, whoever's watching this may be, as I like to say, emotionally constipated. You're in for a good cry, all right? And if you don't know how, watch a sappy movie, watch a movie from your childhood that you really liked, or turn on some type of music. Like for me, sometimes like those R&B love songs. I used to do that sometimes. I'd just be boohooing. Like, do that. That can help you for sure. Because I feel that you're holding on a lot of stress. There's a lot of stress, and you've been through a lot of things. But I am here to tell you that one, I do support people along the journey to help you understand things in more of a bite-sized manner that you can actually plan, I want to say like breadcrumbing, because your ancestors have been doing that. Like, here you go, right? But it's just been very overwhelming and very in the dark. I don't know if you've been just alone, or like just some things of you being taken advantage of, money issues, self-worth. Like, those are a lot of things that we as a whole that are drawn to healing the ancestors, that are called to heal the ancestral lineage. We have to go through all that shit, right? And a lot of times too, it's like, oh my God, I need healing. Where do I start? Because you need healing for your physical, you need healing for the emotional, the mental, right? If you're tired of having these breakdowns, figure out where in your heart, what do you desire to do, right? And don't get so caught up in the ancestral story, because a person like me, I like to know all the details, right? And sometimes it's like, you don't need to know that. I remember the ancestors were like, you don't need to know the name, okay? Like, I'm like, let me call you by the name. No, you don't need to know the name. Just know that this is what's happened, and you're here to level this up. So I want you to write something down. If you have, depending how far you are, right? if you do have these intuitive gifts where you can understand the ancestors or the spirits that speak to you, ask them, what was the original sin? What was the wound that happened, to create this pattern? And then ask them, is this pattern held within me more or within the ancestral realm? And literally ask for a number. Like, is it 50-50? Are you 60 and they're 40? Whatever. Because for when you understand that, you can understand how much work you have to do within yourself. Because I'll never forget when I was in an ancestral class, ancestral healing class of mine, the instructor, she was talking about how sometimes you just gotta live, right? And that helps distort and dismantle the patterns of the ancestors, because some of the ancestors did not live. Some of them were locked up, didn't go anywhere, didn't learn anything, right? So much hurt and pain that our ancestors have went through. And you may be carrying that, feeling like it's yours, but it's not. And that's another level of enlightenment and awakened to knowing that, yes, you may hold the energetic prints of your ancestors, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to carry them. And sometimes you're carrying them because there's too many of those ancestors that are hurt around you. And you might need some boundaries, because Lord knows I did. Let's clarify what's going on here. Some advice here. So it says, the love that you withhold is the pain that you carry. Exactly. I don't know where you're at on your journey right now. If I don't know your gifts, but I do feel that you're very creative. And with that being said, I feel that you're very intuitive. So try to find like a quiet space. If you can, go by water. If you live by the beach, go by the beach. If you live by a pond, a river, or a lake, go by the lake. Make sure you take lots of Epsom salt baths. You may even want to do like a foot soak or something. Let's see what's going on here. What's higher self going to say? Maybe. Ooh, whoa, that's a lot. We're not going to take that. Okay. So we have, it's out of your control. We have, get the facts first. I feel like, let me just stop right here. It's out of your control. Whoever you're like connected to in the earthly realms, may it be like your family. Like if you've been trying to control certain situations within your literal family, it's out of your control, right? Friends, family, lovers, right? Whatever's going on with certain people, don't try to fix them. That's what I'm hearing. Get the facts first. Solitude is best now. I do think that solitude will help you just understand your own energy right now and the connection between you and the ancestors. This maybe card, I do think that maybe is about, well, these are a few messages here. Maybe you can have kids. Maybe you can bring kids into this world. Maybe there is a child trying to come through, and maybe the child that you have is the one to also pass a baton and help you work through these energies. Okay. What else do we have? Someone throwing shade. That's always whack to know. And this is where out of your control, right? In order to bring harmony and resolution to your situation, you have to resolve your situation, not other people's situation. Once you wind up resolving your situation, trust and believe that it's going to ripple effect energetically. And by the process and understanding how you resolved your situation will be the medicine for other people. Okay? Believe it. Just believe it. Whatever's coming in that is like, oh my God, like you can't make this up. Believe it because it is true. Don't get stuck on being perfect right now. There's no need for the details, all that stuff. And communication is key. I totally feel that the way you communicate to other people is going to be key, right? Setting boundaries, asking questions, and the same with the ancestors. Setting boundaries and asking questions. Okay. So, this is what I have here for you, pile one. Um, I'm really not sure how long, if you've been doing this for a while and you're like at the precipice of this transition, right? Because you know, when you're at any transition, it gets hard, right? But have faith. Now, if you're in the beginning, have faith and work on how to calm your energy. Work on getting to know your energy and how the spirits and ancestors speak to you. Have boundaries. You know, if there are any ancestors that feel kind of like this card, you tell them with love, you gotta go. Okay. I had to tell my ancestors that were draining me, like my back. I knew when it was a sign that when my back started like hurting, it was aching with so much tense in my muscles. That was me trying to carry too much. And I had to tell them, excuse me, with light and love, you need to get back. And you'll find certain ways to do this for them, okay? So if anything sparked within this reading and you're looking for a personal reading, you can email me. My email's below. You can check out the links below. I have a blog called The Queen of Wands that really taps into learning how to use cards for your self-care and self-development. Right now, as I'm recording this, I am going through the major arcanas and taking you through the steps of the full journey because it is one of one's own spiritual journey. It's a reflection of that. Also, if you're looking for ways to heal yourself and your business, those work habits and toxic work trauma and stuff like that, check out Array of Gratitude because I have a newsletter that just introduces you to creative wellness, tells you where pop-ups are, and other things that actually help you with identity, that connect with yourself, personal development, and brand development. Okay. I know that's a lot, but check out the links below, explore, get to know me. And if you haven't already, and if you're feeling the vibe, definitely subscribe. I'd love to see the comments. So please comment and let me know if this is resonating with you. If you don't even know what to say, if you're a person that keeps coming back, please keep coming back and just say hi in the comments. That helps me connect with other people and yeah, keep it coming. All right. It's energy exchange here. That's all I ask of you is to tap that like button and comment below. I'm going to be moving to pile 2. And thank you very much, pile 1. Much love to you and hope to see you back again. Bye. Okay, pile 2. Let's see where you're at. So this card is your energy. Oof, the sirens. Wow. Okay. Let's see. This is the energy surrounding you. Okay, so we have a no. We're going to have to clarify that. And then we have expression. Well, one right off the bat, I don't think you are expressing your energy. And, okay, there's a lot coming in here. So sirens, right? They have this way to seduce and scheme. Seduce and scheme. No, I'm just playing. If you know that if you know that show, definitely let me know in the comments. But they have this voice, right, that basically is like a lullaby, seduces, and if I'm not mistaken, the sirens kill people. Right? But I kind of feel like I want to say that, you know, if you've ever been called a liar, I need you to know that it's actually a gift to tell stories. you can't let fear get into the way, because if the fear gets into the way, it turns that gift into the poo-poo and messes up things where people will not believe and trust you. And sometimes it gets so bad that you don't trust yourself and you just like believe your own lies. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that message is needed here, because there is a need for you to express. Express. It says throat chakra. Express. Flower agate. I'm going to look up what this siren says, because you get these messages, but I feel like you're afraid of them. And like, look at this. Doesn't this kind of look like the siren's fins almost? The wings, angel wings. You definitely have a strong ancestor that may be a siren, you know, some type of connection. If you listened to the beginning, I stated about how when I speak about ancestors, it's not necessarily all about your blood ancestors. It's other, it's elementals, it's other spirits that are in other realms, and just connections, you know, angels, higher frequencies. Those are also your ancestors too. Star seeds, like, you know what I'm saying? And if you resonate with the term star seed, you definitely connect with other energies from other realms, I'll just say, to make light of. Let's see what this is about. Expression. These cards are new still, y'all. So, the way we express ourselves is multifaceted. Visually, through our appearance, who we choose to surround ourselves with, and body language, but most significantly via spoken interactions. Right? So, communicating with others and ourselves is an integral part of how we shape our reality. So, pause for the cause. You can read that. And it says right here at the bottom, banishing your feelings of self-doubt, insecurities. A lot of times too, I just want to say, when you have this like lying effect, or like coveting truth, a lot of times it's because you're trying to protect yourself, and that's learned at a very young age. And fear, right? It becomes your shadows. It becomes part of your ego, and it keeps telling you like, oh, they won't understand you. You know, I don't know who I'm speaking to, but I just need to say that. Activating guidance. Start keeping a journal, because if you keep your feelings and thoughts bottled up, you are bound to explode. Once you are comfortable writing them down, your true feelings, you will gain the confidence to put those words into action and express them to the collective around you. Alternatively, y'all know what I'm talking about, you can practice by speaking your truth into a mirror. Yeah. So, I'm probably triggering those that I'm saying liars to, because you probably have been called that, but I just want to share that, like, so many like levels around that. Let's tap into the siren energy real quick. Okay. So again, pause if you need to, because I'm not going to read all this stuff, but this just jumped at me. Whether the thing calling to us is ultimately good or bad and somewhat irrelevant, it's somewhat irrelevant. It's the journey that matters. So, when in light is awakened sensuality, absorption, or arousal. When in dark, wickedness, adultery, wreckage, betrayal, instability. So, embodying the siren archetype requires that we explore things that are taboo. The siren laughs and conventions and constraints. She eats rules. So, we're talking about the rebel. This is the rebel pile here. Other interactions of the siren archetype include the nymph, the mermaid, and the fairy. They often come in sets of threes as a trinity of temptation. So what I'm picking up here is, though, there has been some ancestors in your lineage that have done some things bad, right? And like the book said, it's not bad or good, but it's how the people within your circle or the collective sees it to be bad or good, right? Are you harming people in that collective, right? Are you creating waves that harm people? Because if you do, you're essentially harming yourself. Are you using your gifts for bad, right? Do you have a moral code? And sometimes this energy may show up like you're being tested all the time, right? And some of you have these moral codes and have a real pure heart, and you're constantly being like judged in a way or put in certain positions that makes people question your morality and integrity, right? And other times you just might be like, well, if I'm gonna dance with the devil, I might as well dance with it, right? You keep knocking on my door, I'm gonna dance with it. And for the latter, I'm gonna need to ask you, is that really the only way, right? To become this because people are saying that? And if you feel that is the way, I need you to know that you can always choose differently and transform your energy. You can always change your identity. Your identity is what you truly identify with, right? And when we're talking about on a soul level, we got to understand our truth here. And we're talking about ancestors, right? What was their truth and what is yours? Because you don't always have to carry their baggage. I do believe that, especially in pile one, but whoever's here, you are 9 times out of 10 the person here that is trying to understand how to break these ancestral curses. I don't like to say that, so I'm going to say ancestral patterns, the ancestral karma, right? And your soul came here to level this up and break some of these things down so you can actually rebuild. So let's see what the message here is. So if you don't know, you do have this gift of connecting with ancestors and channeling the messages. This talks about how these I love these cards, and it talks about the Yoruba culture. I think also like Santeria and Condoble, like those, all that, the islanders, their spirituality essentially came from the Yoruba African culture. And this one is Queen of Discs, right? So when we're talking about the disc, we're talking about materializing things. And they're talking about how the Santaro or Santara, I believe, they do a ceremony to call in the energy of the ancestors or the Orishas. I believe it's the Orishas, and channel it. And it's a hard thing to manage because one minute you're, if you break concentration, you're more focused on yourself. If you're focusing too much on the Orisha, then it may not be able to channel through. And it's basically essentially channeling. And some people have the gift to do that, some people don't, but you can acquire that gift, right? And this is what they practice. Or is a practice to do that, a ceremonial with the drums and the dancing to call it in. And I think that there is a heavy hitter, like I was saying before, and I'm saying heavy hitter because there may be an ancestor. I'm stopping because I'm hearing like Yamaye, and is it Olokun? There's some Orishas, if you're interested in that. There's some Orishas that are actually spirits of the water. Let me see something here. Yeah, spirit possession. So if you want to hear this story about this, definitely pause this. And it's funny, it says, unfortunately, many try to fake possession in order to increase the status of. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I kind of feel like y'all kind of dance. Y'all definitely have danced with the devil before. Ain't no shame. Ain't no shame, y'all. Because I know. I know. But, eventually there comes a point where you need to draw the line in the sand and say, hey, I'm not doing like XY, I'm not doing this stuff anymore. You know, I'm choosing not to do this. I'm choosing to own who I am, what I believe and what I stand for. And if anybody else has something to say, they can, kick rocks type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So it says solutions, check your ego, be patient, observe protocol. But I do want to share this. This person has access to spirit, people, or things that will help them achieve anything they want. Their success looks easy to the world, but it is the product of authenticity and patience. The person opens the road for others as they go. Your status in the community is growing. Spirit has your best interests at heart. Breathe deeply. Okay, so on a lighter foot, this is also saying for you. Before I say for you, let's get what this is in here, because I'm just talking and I want to see what Spirit has to say with these cards. If it's 2 cards, please. Okay. Anybody want to pop out? So we get this one and this one. Okay, Princess of 7 of Swords. Yeah, so the communication again, the swords. So I said what I said before, right? But I also feel like for y'all, you have to sit and have patience with yourself so you can be more discerning of what your true intentions are. So that way you have a choice to actually like share information correctly. Like, cause some people might be hot-headed and just be blapping off at the mouth and it's like, ooh, I shouldn't have said that, right? But I think that this is the journey of discernment here, right? And not being taken over by the spirits of being lured and lulled by an ancestral energy to confuse you, right? Not to say that our ancestors are here to do us harm, but our ancestors have healing that is needed too. And that is a discerning dance that you need to understand, that it's like, hey, just like an old friend, right? If they're not helping you grow, if they're not encouraging you to grow and move forward, then what is we doing? Why are we here? Scratching each other's butts? No. Right? So, I don't want you to feel like you always have to get away with something. I don't want you to feel like other people get away with something and take from you. I need you to understand who you are, pile 2, and I need you to express that in a way that you discern what is true about you and what you discern from the spirit realm. Because some of you, right? I'm thinking of the planet Neptune, how in certain places, the planet Neptune is Delulu, okay? And you can have this energy of just escaping, right, reality, or just going off the deep end into these dark, deep waters where it's like, what am I looking at now? I don't know where I'm at, right? And then just be total, like almost like Pisces. Like Pisces energy sometimes can be like, what planet are you on? That is totally not the reality, right? Pisces have a bad rap for being in romantic relationships that aren't truly perceived well for that person, because for the Piscean, because it's like you totally just made up this whole story in your mind about this person that's not true, right? And it can work both ways. And I'm gonna need for you to really work on, yeah, like work on your self-value, your self-worth, but it's more about self-identity with y'all. It's like, what do you really identify yourself with? Like for any of you that are like, this reminding me of like non-gender. Sometimes people are like, well, I don't want to choose a gender because blah, 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 and no disrespect, right? But if you came here with certain genitalias, this is what your gender is. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have certain things, right? Like women can't have certain things like men can, and vice versa. But at the end of the day, some of the things we just can't, right? Like us women don't pee in urinals. It just doesn't happen that way. Unless you want to get a penis, right? But I'm not going down that rabbit hole. We're staying here. And this is what I'm talking about. What do you identify with? It's no disrespect if you are non-gender, but I need for you to know that some things are black and white and there are gray areas. And I feel like pile 2, you've been in the gray area for a while. And there are some things that you need to stand for something or fall for anything. Okay? Let's see what Spirit has. I need more advice for this. It says creativity enables us to find ourselves and lose ourselves at the same time. Oh Lord. So it's also too like I'm going to do this for you guys because I just kind of want to understand a little bit. Clarify this for just a tad bit. Because if it's almost like if you're trying to decide on something, Spirit's like you need to wait. Yeah, look at this. If you're trying to decide on something, 2 of Swords, you need to wait. I think that there has been some like murky waters again with you, and there's something that is needed for you to learn about yourself as well as your lineage here. So it can make a little bit more sense because I think that it's almost like you need to hear a story. And I don't know if there's any people watching this from the LBGQT community. I'm sorry if I'm messing it up. I don't mean to disrespect. If you can understand some stories about your ancestors, your bloodline, I think that certain things about yourself will make more sense, right? I've always had a deep, I don't know. I just felt like I don't want to say deep pain, but it's almost like I empathize with people that are orphans. Because I remember I used to think when I was younger for some reason, like, dang, it must suck to not really know, like, your family, right? And then when I started understanding that I didn't know my family members, it just made it even worse, right? I'm not an orphan, but it just feels like sometimes it's like, how do we know? Like, where do we get our gifts from? When you have a family that doesn't speak about certain things, it's kind of like, well, like so and so did this or so and so lived this life a certain way. There's secrets, and then there's things that people are just ashamed of or proud of, right? But just not spoken. And I do think that you may connect with a lot of that, pile 2. And it's becomes overwhelming. It becomes overwhelming. And then it's like, well, who is me and who is we, right? Definitely ground some energy too, pile 2. Let's see any other things that we need to say about you, pile 2. I'll take that out. Let's do one more. Okay, so it doesn't really have much to say. It says get some rest and take it easy. I don't know if you've been around a lot of people. That may definitely help you to just kind of like retract your energy. Be in nature a little bit more. But something with this moon too may help you. I'm also hearing that maybe you need to be inside a little bit more during certain full moons. I don't know if like you PMS or the moon affects you to a certain way that makes you feel just loopy, right? Fugazi, shady business. I don't know if it's, I don't know what you're doing, pile 2, or I don't know if other people you're interacting with. Crystal clear vision is needed and it's out of your control. This feels like a lot going on here, pile two. I'm really not sure what to say because this is a general message. Whoever comes across this comes across this. But I do want to say again, learn how your intuition speaks to you and have more discernment, because the more that you understand your intentions, the more your discernment grows, and the more your morality grows, the more you do things with purpose instead of like, oh, whatever, getting caught up in the crowd of things. um I say this with all respect, pile two. I hope I'm not sounding like I'm whipping at you, because I don't know you from a pan of cake, from a can of paint. But I do feel that you need to express things more clearly, um, so people can understand you. And if you know in your heart that you spoke with truth, honesty, and was upfront about things, and the people still didn't receive you well, F that, F them, straight like that. Because it's kind of like, again, like you need to know what's a no, a definite no, and what's a definite yes. Okay? Any other messages for you, Palatine? No. That's all I have for you. I will invite you, if anything sparked you're in your heart to any questions want to be answered, definitely book a reading with me if you'd like. You can get a personal reading so we can actually tap into your true energy instead of this vague energy here. Again, I don't know you from a can of paint. So if you're feeling the vibe, definitely subscribe. There's plenty more where that came from. And the way that you can support me is by commenting in the comment section. That boosts my video so more people can see and this community can grow, because I have a lot that I'd love to share with you all. The Queen of Wands, check out the links below because that's a lot of things you can explore. The Queen of Wands is a blog that I am exploring the spiritual journey through the major arcana in tarot. Anybody that's interested, you can totally check that out. And I also have a creative wellness business that helps you with resources and tools for your entrepreneurship, that really bridges the gap between the personal development and the brand development. So the creative wellness allows you to heal through any blockages that you have within your entrepreneurship so you can get to know yourself and have greater direction moving forward with your business. All right. So once again, if you're feeling the vibe, please subscribe. If you're looking for a personal reading, check all that stuff in the links below. And I will see you next time, y'all. I'm moving on to pile 3. Peace. Okay, pile 3. What is going on? Last but not least, this is your energy that's going on right now. This is a message from the ancestors, and this is your surrounding energy. Let's go. Okay, we got the heart here. Oh, look at it. All right, so pile 3, if you're not in a relationship or looking for love, this pile may not be for you, okay? Oh, hold up. You can't make this up. And this is Shakti energy, solar plexus. Okay, so this might be my twin flames, even though I don't like that word. But this might be the divine union pile here. What's going on, pile 3? What do we want to say about this? So something is changing for sure. I'm looking at the number 5 here. Can you see? Something's changing in your life. If it hasn't already, it's changing. Pile 3, you may be going through your own healing and union of sovereignty, right? Energy of your divine masculine and divine feminine energy within you, which is attracting this romantic divine connection. For others, you've just been really doing a lot of self-love here. That's also attracting a very heavy hitter soulmate, or just a divine love, the love that you're seeking. Looking at this too, this energy here, very cosmic energy going on with you, pile 3. Um, mm, okay. So this is a very interesting card. Um, each card has stories about this. This isn't your general Three of Swords. If you know about Three of Swords, it's about heartache. You know, uh, sometimes is we inflict certain things all upon ourselves because we're blocking out love and mm, I just want to like jump right into this because this could be like a lot going on here, which I feel like it is. But ultimately, it's that you're aligning with the love that you deserve and is destined to have. Let's pick this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna go straight into Ace of Staves, Five of Staves. Yeah, interesting. So it's kind of like, all right. So Pile 3, did you connect with somebody, right? And they left you because you weren't really being open and receptive to the love. And you didn't think that it was true love because of the fact of your understanding of love, how love always caused you pain, right? Because maybe whether that was a person that a soulmate that came through to cause pain so you can work through this energy, right? Because if you resonate with twin flame, I will say this, it ain't for the faint hearts. So you do have a big heart and you have a heart that is golden, but it's also it radiates at a different type of energy, if you may. And let's talk about this archetype, right? What energy you may be in right now. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's pause for the cause so you can read this. This also speaks about the home, center, and throne. Sense the heart as a place, right? Either we are there within the realm of expansion and compassion, or we have drifted somewhere else. Now, when in light, expansive, knowing, gentle clarity. And when in dark, fraught, tangled, and betrayal. Recall the last time your heart was touched, soak in every detail. You can feel the heart awaken. Some say there is a cave that at the center of the heart. Yeah, I'm reading this horribly. Others say it's a pool with flowering white lotus. Imagine yourself there and draw what you see. So I don't know. You are either within love or without. But I do think that you vibrate at an energy or you're learning about this energy within the ancestors that you're healing because your ancestors may have gone through tragic heartbreak. You know, people do die from heartache. I do believe that because who, who, my heart has been ripped up many times. And I'm going to say proudly, I have been able to put it back together through practicing self-love. And I kind of feel that you're there because this Ace of Swords, this Ace of Staves, which would be Ace of Wands, wouldn't be in this energy. You may also be learning how to rectify or align more with your divine masculine energy in a healthier way, right? Because we all have feminine and masculine. And again, twin flame, that energy is at its simplest for that imprint of energy for you to actually balance and learn how to balance the feminine and masculine energy within you. And by doing that, you attract a very like mirrored soulmate, whether it's earthly or non, right? But you attract that so you can have unity within yourself, within your home, within your life, right? Living a balanced life. Even at its craziness, like even if you didn't believe in twin flames and all that stuff, you still have to balance work with family, right? You have to balance your money with like this world is a balancing act for sure. And I kind of feel like your ancestors, right, may have been in a world, whether it was a world of like rich and fame, right, or poor and mishap, struggle. Regardless of that, you're learning how to feel like you're in your own world, but also living in, it's kind of like doing the dance of the high priestess, if you may, because she does live within different worlds, right? The spiritual world, the unseen, and the tangible world, the earth that we're at right now. And it can be really daunting trying to be in some type of world that is like back and forth, but it's very Gemini energy. And if you're a Gemini sun or familiar with that energy, have a strong placement in Gemini, you understand how to do that dance, right? Even Libra, kind of. But Gemini, because we see all things at the angle of like all angles 360. And if Gemini doesn't have that ace of staves or have, plant its stick like, okay, this is what I decide to do. This is my identity. And you can be all of these other identities too, right? But what is the main one? Then we just kind of be like confused, right? It was a meme with Gemini and they're like, are you this? Or are you that? Are you this? And then they're like, we're all of them. And I'm sure Gemini understands that. I do want to read Three of Swords with you because this is a very interesting card. I just want to share this. I don't want to read it, but you can pause for the cause and read it. Right? But I'm going to read the last one. When he found out the consequences of his search for justice, he pleaded with Olafine to bring her back. Again, now if you're a male watching this, you may have did something, right, that was amongst the energy of betraying someone that was very near and dear to you, that you cannot forget or forgive. I mean, that you always forgive and you hold near and dear in your heart space. But there is something that you needed to heal within your heart so you can truly understand the damage that you did and how to rectify it. Okay, and this is where this Ace of Staves is, because maybe you're going back. Maybe you're trying to call it in, right? Because you have a balance with your feminine energy. And balance in the masculine. For any females, right? If you have had a distorted masculine energy within you, meaning that the way that you take charge of things, the way that you lead with things, the way that you build and strategize things have been very faulty, right? Or you may have kind of out of fear jumped the gun a lot of times and hurt somebody else, right? This is what's within your energy as well as your lineage. And you're here to rectify and heal this, right? Olofin agreed to bring back Yamaya. I like to say Yamaya, but Yamaya. But we humans aren't so lucky. Many of our mistakes some become regrets we carry forever. Worse still, some problems and heartbreaks are so hard to resolve that we may even stop living life. Regardless for the scale of which this card speaks, acceptance and letting go are the only resolutions. No resolution or repairs are possible. An old woman preventing happiness or success, a rash decision with lasting consequences. The letter or the law will be carried out. Solutions: meditate, be just, make sure you are right before you act. And that part, for a divine masculine energy within you. They make sure of the purpose when they're taking action, and they make sure they have clarity before acting, right? And again, you may have relate to these stories because you have this energy, but I think that your ancestral lineage, there was some stuff. Even I think about when, even only a couple of decades ago, when we didn't have cell phones, right? And, someone's like, oh, meet me on so and so street at 5 o'clock, right? You could maybe go to a payphone, but what if there were no payphones even back then? And then you're standing there waiting, and you don't know that the other person got caught up, died, like something happened, where it's like, damn, like they left me, they abandoned me, they rejected me. And that energy is held within their heart, and now that they might have like a ooh to the other person because they never got to know what really happened. That must suck. Kind of reminds me of the Romeo and Juliet story. It's like she was supposed to give that letter, was supposed to give to Romeo, but it never did. Then all of a sudden, this tragic stuff started popping off, right? So, like, maybe something like that happened within your family, and it's up to you to really understand one thing to heal your heart space, right? Because it's you might be holding on to the ancestral story more than yours. Like I was telling Pile One, I believe. Watch it if you want to. But I was telling them sometimes you have to ask yourself, especially if you have the gift of intuit, like a very intuitive gift, right, that speaks with spirit. You got to ask them, what part of the story or the energy of the ancestral pattern for me that I'm holding is mine and theirs? And ask for numbers. Is it 50-50? Is it 60-40? Is it 20-80? Because a lot of times when you get those numbers and that knowing, like, okay, this ain't even my energy, then that kind of puts a new perspective on life and how you move, and understand, like, hey, I'm not going to do XYZ like the ancestors. That's how you break it, is by doing something different than what they did. You don't always have to go to a whatever, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it really just depends sometimes. But here I feel like this is just a very like, for some of y'all might have marriage problems. No one in your lineage is even married, right? Because of these complications within the relationship. And I think it's up to you now to see what this story is and rectify it in your own way. And if someone else is coming back to you, right, that did you wrong, but you feel like home with that person, it's up to you to express that and heal that. You don't always have to go back. If you want to, you can. It's up to you. There is no right or wrong. But it is a disservice to you as well as the other if you don't heal it and you allow it to recycle again. And this fell on the ground as I was talking. Look what this says, y'all. Self-love can heal the deepest wounds. Ashe to that. The deepest wounds. Y'all, I hope that y'all have been on a self-love journey and learning how to love yourself, because that is the medicine that you need within this pile to really have the love that you deserve and that you desire. And not really, like, and to dispel, rebuke this confrontational energy that always keeps coming up in your relationship, lover stuff, right? And within yourself, because sometimes we fight ourselves because of other deep wounds from whack ass relationships that made us feel undeserving and unlovable too. And somebody may be trying to come in and really hold you and treat you the way that they see you on a soul level, but you can't handle that because you haven't really quite healed those wounds yet, right? For those that have, I want to high five because that was a hard journey. Congratulations. Congratulations. I'm going to say it one more time. Congratulations. Because that's hard work. What else do we have to say? I do feel like there's new passions coming in. Like finally you can actually feel like good about like being in love with yourself first and foremost. And possibly, being in love with somebody else. Relax, chill, and go with the flow. If you are starting a new relationship, recognize the fears that are coming up and chill out, woo-sa, before taking action, because you don't want to just pop off of your emotions and feelings. It's not always what it seems. So that's why you need to woo-sa, right? Before taking action. Allow that, learn more, Google about the divine masculine and start embodying those ways if you're a female. Or I'll say this, if you have more feminine energy, to bring that to a balance, you want to have the divine and masculine dance together. The divine masculine energy doesn't just pop off. Oh, I'm just going to do this. Like, I'm out here and letting yourself lead with anxiety and fear. No. You want to lead with facts and reassurance and conviction that you know your purpose in this situation and you're moving forward with confidence. Trust your gut. What's your body telling you? Practice that if you have not yet. Make clear intentions before taking action. I just keep looking at the Ace of Staves as I'm saying all this. Spirit is definitely guiding you right now. If you feel like Spirit is not, trust it. Connect with Spirit in the way that you can. I'm going to say do something more creative, because that's an easy route, a gateway to Spirit. Your creative spirit is a gateway to self-love. Creative wellness is a gateway to your heart space. So do that. And stay in the present moment. Creativity allows you to stay in the present moment as well. So those are some things that you can really do, some medicine to really help heal the heart, connect with the soul, and just give yourself that love. Fill your cup up so you're able to actually connect with the other cup, right? And see things. I wouldn't go under 50, right? See things from a glass of half full instead of half empty. And don't let it be at half empty. Don't let it go less than half. Continue to fill it up, because you don't want to be on E, because that's when it's like love deficit, and then it's like, oh my God, what's going on? And then you're going to be in the background looking like her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to, no, we don't want that to happen. So that's what I have for you, pile 3. That's what I have for you. I kind of want to flip this over. Okay, and here we go. Be free to live beyond your past. Read it again. All right. And if I sparked anything within your soul, within your heart, and you want a personal message, definitely check me out. Check out the link below. You can just email me and I will send you the link. All right. And also, I want to invite you to check out and explore more links, because I got a lot that is around the realm of creative wellness. My business called A Ray of Gratitude gives you resources for those entrepreneurs that are lost within their spiritual journey, but don't really understand how to break through their creative power. This blog, this newsletter definitely helps you with that. It gives you tips and tools about what creative wellness is, and also ways that you can practice self-development, as well as identify key elements for your brand development. All right. And the Queen of Wands Club, if you love like cards, tarot, all that stuff, and are looking for ways that can really help you um, learn personal development or self-love tools through the cards, come through. Right now, as I'm recording, we are in the midst of the Fool's Journey, discovering and going through each arcana, major arcana's archetype. And that helps you explore your energy too, and really um, it's one's own spiritual journey when you go through these major arcanas, because that's what it is. And it can give you a whole aspect of who you are and what you're doing, and give more purpose to your spiritual journey and healing. All right, so that's what I have for you. Explore the links below. And another way that you can support me for free is by liking and commenting in the comment section. All right. So if you haven't, if you're feeling the vibe, definitely subscribe and like that button, and just say hi if you don't know what to. But if you do and you're really open to share what you picked up on these messages, I would love that. And so next time, I'll check y'all later. Peace, peace. Bye.